For months, the media has been obsessing over this contractual rift between the Baltimore Ravens and Lamar Jackson. There's been a lot of talk, but very little news up until this point. People have just been kind of putting their pundit hat on and assuming a lot of things that we have now found that aren't really true. But this latest report kind of gives us a little bit of insight into the reason why these negotiations have taken so long. And it comes down to this. The Baltimore Ravens, according to Jay Glazer, offered Lamar Jackson more money than Kyler Murray. Now, Kyler Murray, he re-signed with the Cardinals earlier this year for a boatload of money. And that was one of the biggest contracts there is out there. But Lamar Jackson in his camp, and he, again, is representing himself in these negotiations, which people love to remind you of, right? But he is representing himself in these negotiations. Lamar Jackson, on his end, wants a fully guaranteed contract a la Deshaun Watson's deal. Now, those of you wondering, Deshaun Watson, when he was traded to the Cleveland Browns, received $230 million guaranteed, fully guaranteed, I should say. So that's what Lamar Jackson wants. The Ravens aren't there yet, or they seem not to be there yet. And the worry is that they're not going to get this contract done before the season, and Lamar Jackson is essentially going to be playing without a contract next year. Would not be the first quarterback in NFL history to do that. Would not be the first Ravens quarterback in history to do that. We know back in 2012, Joe Flacco, very similar circumstances, albeit Joe Flacco was not as successful on the field as Lamar Jackson has been. But going into last year's rookie deal, went out there. What did he do? He said, "Okay, we can't come to an agreement. Let's put the pause button real quick and let's go and see what happens this year." They win the Super Bowl. He has that spectacular postseason. They end up re-signing him 6 years, $120.6 million. I could very easily see a similar deal happening with Lamar Jackson. Now, the thing that makes Lamar Jackson's contract interesting, or these talks even more interesting, is the fact that Lamar has put a self-imposed window on when these contract negotiations can actually take place. For Lamar, he wants a deal done by the beginning of the season, beginning of the regular season, I should say. That is going to be for the Ravens, September 11th. After that, the window on negotiating is going to close for him, because he's got to obviously focus on football. He is his own negotiator in this case, his own agent. So having him both negotiating while preparing for real games, like games that actually count, is probably not for the best. And Lamar knows that. Ravens know that. That's fine. And that's where we stand. What do I think will happen? At the end of the day, even though the Ravens might not be there right now, at the end of the day, Lamar Jackson is going to get his money, and he should get his money. Is Lamar Jackson worthy of a fully guaranteed contract? Absolutely. I don't care about people having injury concerns about Lamar Jackson. The dude has played, He's played 4 years in the NFL, 2018, 2019, 2020, 2021. Missed 5 games to injury, all of them last year. Before that, he had that team at 8-3. Number 1 seed in the AFC. He has performed and outperformed what everybody's expectations of him since he came into the league. Won the MVP, a unanimous MVP, led the league in touchdown passes in 2019. And since then, last year, he just became the clutch king of football. He was out there playing Lamar ball, and they were just YOLOing wins left and right. Lamar Jackson deserves every penny he wants to get paid. If Lamar Jackson asks for a $300 million fully guaranteed contract, you give it to him because he is Lamar Jackson. It comes down to that. And I know the Ravens don't like to spend money. You obviously have to figure things out salary cap-wise. The salary cap's hopefully going to go up a little bit for them. But regardless, the market for quarterbacks is going up. It's not going to go down. It's not going to stay the same. Every single time a quarterback gets paid, it ups the market for everyone else. That Deshaun Watson deal was It just inflated the market. I don't know what else to tell people. People want to get mad about it. That's your own prerogative. It doesn't change the fact that if Lamar is likely going to be healthy, Lamar is likely going to lead the Ravens to the playoffs, maybe perhaps even the Super Bowl. They're going to be contending for the division. Even as good as the Bengals are, they're going to be contending for the division. The Browns are an afterthought in that division. The Steelers are an afterthought in that division. It's a two-team race. And right now, a healthy Baltimore with Marlon Humphrey coming back from injury, with Marcus Peters coming back from injury, with that entire backfield coming back from injury, that is a tough out for any football team. And you're telling me, and they were 8-3 last year, regardless of all the injuries they had. And the only thing that took this team down was number 8 being out. And number 8's going to be on the field. If you have injury concerns about Lamar Jackson, okay, have injury concerns about every quarterback. We can say the same thing about anyone. You can say the same thing about Josh Allen, but y'all don't bring the same energy with Josh Allen. You can say the same thing about Ryan Tannehill. No one brings the same energy with Ryan Tannehill. You can bring the same energy with Pat Mahomes. Nobody brings the same energy with Pat Mahomes. Because Lamar, yes, he's a freak athlete, but they forget that he's also a quarterback. Either way, Ravens are they got to find a way to pay this man. It's just it. You're gonna end up having to do it anyway. You built your entire team. You've catered this entire team around him and built it around him. Go all in on the vision, just like you did back in 2018 when you drafted him. Y'all let me know what you guys think about this. Are the Ravens going to give him that fully guaranteed contract? Is he going to go away in free agency? I really hope not. Let me know in the comment section below. Hit that like button, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you get notified whenever a new video is released.